Hey folks, today in this video, I'm going to show you how to install a Nintendo Switch. First, let's go through the parts and pieces that you need. You need the power cable, you need the Nintendo Switch itself, you need an HDMI cable, and then you need the actual docking station, along with the paddles here, and then optional controller. One of the first questions asked is, where do I actually connect the HDMI and the power cable? Because you'll notice there's actually no plugs outside of these two USB plugs. Well, hidden in here is the HDMI. So that just pops off nice and easy. You got the AC adapter, the HDMI, and you got an internet cord if you wanted to connect the internet directly to the unit here. Now we're ready to start hooking up the system. The first thing I'm going to do is connect the HDMI cable directly to the docking station, like that. So HDMI to the docking station. You'll notice there's a little piece here where you can slide the cable. That way it doesn't get pinched when you put the cover back on. And then what we'll do is we'll connect the power cord, just like we did the HDMI. We're going to connect the power cord directly to the docking station. Just go ahead and set that down and run that cable through just like we did with HDMI. And then we'll go ahead and put the cover back on. Fits into place nice and easy. Okay. So now we're just going to connect the power cable directly to the wall. And then we're going to connect the HDMI to the TV. Now, there's many different ways you can connect this. You could connect the Nintendo Switch directly to the TV. In this case, you'll notice I've got a HDMI port right here. I also have two HDMI ports here. Now, the most important thing here is whichever one of these you connect to, like in this case, I'm going to connect to HDMI 4. I'm going to want to make sure I use that setup on the TV. So I'm going to have to change the input to HDMI 4. So nice and easy, HDMI 4, plug that thing in. So it won't actually let me select HDMI 4 right now because I haven't actually turned the switch on yet. So we'll come back to this in a second. Now you want to choose how you would like to use your joysticks. So you could just hold them here separately, or when you go mobile, you can connect your joysticks directly to the switch itself, like so. But for this, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the controller. So to pop these off on the back, there's a little button. You just push that button here and slide the joystick up. Push the button, slide the joystick up. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and slide the joystick on the controller. Pretty easy. Slides right in, clicks into place. Okay. So now I've got my controller. You'll notice it's searching for the unit. The Nintendo Switch is actually not on right now, so it's not going to be able to find it. So the next step, we're going to go ahead and connect our Switch directly to the docking station. So you'll notice, if you notice inside the docking station, there's a little piece right there in the middle. So you want to make sure you put this in the right way. So the top doesn't have that piece, the bottom does. See that? So when you stick this thing in here, you want to stick it in right in the middle. You'll feel it connect into place. Okay? So now that I've done that, let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Like pushing the home button. All right, I grabbed that side. Now we've got to get it to register the other side. So just push a button, it will register. And then now on my TV, it automatically switched to HDMI 4. If yours does not do that, just push the source button and go find the HDMI that you actually used when you entered the HDMI cable. So my TV automatically went to HDMI 4. For you, you may have to hit the source or the input button on your remote one time or many times to actually find the correct HDMI. So if that applies to you, I'll go ahead and show you here. So I'm on the wrong source. Go ahead and click the HDMI button. And then we're gonna scroll down and on my TV to actually list Nintendo Switch. Hey, if you found this helpful, go ahead and smash that like button or hit subscribe.